we are going to take a look at some story problems today, and the book doesn't give us graphs, so we're going to use this worksheet. So question 1 is saying that you are buying lunch for guests at a party, and you can spend no more than $100. So $100 or less. Okay, you're going to spend $5 per guest on beverages, so pop, lemonade, LaCroix, Arnold Palmer's, and $10 per guest on food. So we are going to write an inequality that represents the number of beverages X and the amount of food Y that you can buy. So we are going to think back to lesson 16.1 in the book when we were talking about Axel and Anisa, and we wrote this in standard form. Okay, standard form is AX plus BY, and then we're going to have our symbol and then C. So in this case, A is the amount of money that we're spending on beverages. So $5 X plus how much are we spending on food? $10, and we use a Y for the amount of food or the amount of people. And then the total amount of money is C, which is 100, and we got to think this is what we're buying or spending. Could that be exactly equal to $100? Yeah, we have enough money for equals $100. Could that be greater than 100? No. So we need a less than symbol. So less than or equal to $100. Now, we can't graph this currently because I don't know how to graph this, but in order to graph it, we could convert this to slope-intercept form. Okay, we want to solve for y. So under here, I'm just going to rewrite this. And I'm going to highlight this 10y because we're going to solve for y. We want to convert this to y and then our sign mx plus b. So let's subtract 5x, just like we were doing on our previous worksheets. Convert to slope-intercept form if necessary. Then we want to get y by itself. So we're going to divide by the number out in front, which is 10. So y. All right, type in -5 divided by 10 in your calculator. We get a -1/2 x. Plus, and then type in 100 divided by 10. And we get 10. So now this is in slope-intercept form. Okay, and it says to label my axes. So on my x-axis, what did x stand for right here? X stands for beverages. Drinks. Y stands for food. And my y-intercept is at 10. And we're going down 1 over 2. It's a negative, so make sure you're going down 1 over 2. And then it's a solid line, right? So we're just going to take our ruler and connect it with a solid line. So I've graphed this. I've labeled my axes, but I have not shaded yet. So remember, in order to shade, we need to take and we need to plug in 0 for x and 0 for y, because that's the easiest test point to plug in. And 0, 0 is right here, and it's not on my boundary line. Okay, it's below it. So I'm going to plug in 0. You can plug it in here and here, or you could plug it into the original here and here. It doesn't matter. Either way, we're going to get the same answer. So whatever is easiest for you. So 0, negative 1/2 times 0 plus 10. And now remember, anything times 0 is 0. Those cancel out. So 0 is less than or equal to 10. Is the Pac-Man mouth eating the bigger number? Is this a true or a false statement? This is true. So what that means is 0, 0 is an answer, or it's a solution. So we shade to include 0, 0. We shade towards 0, 0. So on my graph, 0, 0 is right here, so I'm shading below my line to include 0, 0. So this represents all the possible drinks and food options that I can buy and stay within my budget. Now, question C, it says you purchased 10 drinks and 5 meals. Are you able to afford it? So let's go over to 10 and up to 5 and plot that point. Are we able to afford it? It's right on my line. So is it a possibility? Now we could also plug it in to our inequality and see here or here if we get a true or false statement. But if it's on my line and my line is solid, then yes, it works. Okay, question 2. You must sell at least $75 worth of concert tickets to qualify for the band trip. At least, so we're trying to raise money this time. Floor seat tickets are $15 each. Balcony seat tickets are $5 each. Write an inequality for the number of tickets you must sell. So again, this is AX plus BY and then my symbol with the C. It tells me that floor seats are X, balcony seats are Y. Okay, so floor seats are 15, then an X, plus balcony seats are 5 with a Y, and I need $75 worth of concert tickets in order to go on the band trip. Now, at least, so 75 or greater, so my sign needs to be the opposite way this time, greater than or equal to 75, because I'm trying to raise money. Now again, in order to graph this, step 1 is we need to convert this to slope-intercept form. So we have to do some converting here. We have to solve for y. So I need to get this y by itself first. So we would subtract that 15x from both sides, just like we did in the other worksheets. everything by 5. This cancels, and we get y is greater than or equal to, what's negative 15 divided by 5? Negative 3 plus, what's 75 divided by 5? So now it's in slope-intercept form. My y-intercept is 15 on my y-axis. My slope is negative 3. All right, let's label before we begin. So floor seats goes on my x-axis. So over here I have an x. So floor seats. Balcony seats go on the y. All right, so on our y-axis, we start up here at a positive 15. And my slope is down 3 over 1. It's negative, so make sure your line's decreasing. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And then if I look at my symbol, is this solid or dashed? Solid, so draw a solid line with your ruler or some kind of straight edge. And then in order to shade, we're going to plug in 0, 0. So 0 replaces both of our letters or our variables. Okay, so 0 is greater than negative 3 times 0 plus 15. This always cancels, and so we're left with a 0 and my symbol and my y-intercept of 15. Is 0 bigger than or equal to 15? Is the Pac-Man mouth eating the bigger number here? No, this is a false statement. So on my graph, here's 0, 0. It's false. It's not a solution or not an answer. So I need to shade the opposite way or away from my 0, 0. Zero, 0 is not included. So we want everything above. Remember, we were trying to raise more than 75. So if you sell 3 floor seat tickets, that's X, and 4 balcony seat tickets, 3, 4, there's that point right there. Will you qualify for the band trip? Is that in our shaded area? No, it's not in shaded area. You didn't raise enough money. Not enough tickets. Not enough money. So you don't qualify for the band trip. Okay? So I want you to flip it over and I want you to try questions 3 and 4, which is pretty much the same. Okay? When you divide these numbers on your calculator, make your slope a fraction. Okay, it'll give you a decimal, but convert it to a fraction. Okay, so if it gives you a decimal of 0.25, which is a quarter is 1/4, 1 divided by 4. If you need to, you can use the Desmos scientific calculator online, or you can use the calculator app on your phone, the TI-84 calculator app. It's free. Hop on Zoom during our class period if you need help. Or send me a Schoology message or my co-teacher, and then get on office hours on Wednesday via Zoom if you need help as well.